and the folks were offended in Italy, and Klopp was asked about it at the press conference, and he stormed out, said it was an embarrassing question, and he wasn't going to comment on it. So, boy, Liverpool fans, every time they travel for a European game, just something.
There's something. Right?
One non-European, non-MLS game I wanted to touch on. We have a Super Clásico in Argentina this weekend, Sunday. Boca will host River at La Bombonera. This is in the Primera División. River are 5th, Boca are 6th. They're both 4 points out of first place. Main reason I'm bringing this up is you might recall last week we had a Milan derby, Milan versus Inter, and an old firm, Celtic Rangers. And given that those two games occurred and I knew this one was coming up, I sort of mused about you potentially putting together some sort of list of top 5 derbies or rivalries or whatever we're going to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, Sean Sullivan did hit you up for that this week. So you'll be unveiling that at the end of this.
Yeah, we'll do that for the one for the road. How about we do that?
Well,
We'll save it for one for the road.
All right. All right. So
anything else, my friend?
That's it.
All right. As you mentioned, we got all sorts of stuff coming up here. But next segment, we will do Ask Alexi, because we have some interesting questions and, I guess more importantly, some interesting feedback from our listeners out there. Don't go away. All right, we're back. Oh, okay. Okay. We're ready to go. Okay, we're back, and it's time for that part of the show we call Ask Alexi. You use that hashtag Ask Alexi out there on all the social media platforms. You send us in your questions and your comments. And keep in mind, all those handles out there are SOTU with Alexi, whether it's Twitter or Instagram or anything else out there. And Mosse, we've used this segment now for a bunch of years to have incoming questions, and everybody has done a wonderful, wonderful job of sending in questions, whether, like I said, it's on the social media using that hashtag or whether it's using our podcast hotline. It's 657-549-2297. But what we did also is on our Instagram account, we actually asked people, because we're always giving our opinions on who should start for the national team. And we asked people, we said, who do you want to start for the national team? In essence, we wanted the people's team, okay? You watched the Diana documentary, right? So this is the people's team. This is what the American people want to start for their U.S. men's national team. So we asked you out there on Instagram, and we have taken all of the data, and we have plugged in all of the numbers. And we have some wonderful graphics here telling us exactly what's happening. Now, keep in mind, I put out my 11, and I think that this kind of shows that people agree with me for once in some of the things that the people want. Okay, let's start in goal. The people out there are, it's not even a question. They do not want Zach Steffen starting, who I still think is the starting goalkeeper for the U.S. men's national team, although once again, by the way, he is hurt, and we know that he has had a history of injuries, and, he made the lone move to actually play. That's all fine and well, but you got to be healthy, and so now it's not even playing. But speaking of not playing, neither is Matt Turner over there at Arsenal. We haven't seen him actually play a soccer game in a long time. Sean Johnson, on the other hand, is playing week in and week out for the defending MLS Cup champions, but almost nobody, wants Sean Johnson. So for the people's team, it is Matt Turner. Matt Turner is the people's goalkeeper when it comes to the U.S. men's national team. All right, let's go over to left back. It's a runaway. Jedi. It's not even a question. We have George Bello and some other people there, but the people want Jedi. And what's not to love? He's not perfect, but he's the best thing that we have. And he's a damn good player, and I hope he gets back to health very, very soon. We go to the center back position, one of the center back positions. We have Walker Zimmerman, 91%. I don't think there's a whole lot of controversy. And let me know if there's anything here that you want to debate or discuss. Other one. Now, this is where it gets interesting here. I had Aaron Long, but I think the people's choice is going to be Chris Richards. Obviously, that European pedigree, even though He does not play a lot. People have seen enough, even though it's a very, very small sample size, of Chris Richards to believe that he should start far and away over Aaron Long and even farther away over CCV. Let's go to, I don't think it's even going to be a question. Serginho Dest. Although I was interested. I thought it was going to be into the 90s when it comes to Serginho Dest. I mean, I don't think anybody else is even coming close to starting at right back than Serginho Dest. But DeAndre Edlin is going to be waiting in the wings there with some experience. I mean, one of the few players that will be going to the World Cup that actually also has been to a previous World Cup. Holding midfield, again, no question. Tyler Adams, it is his spot. And there's nobody even close. Yes, there's a Kellen Acosta who would be there in an emergency type of situation. Not a problem. People want Tyler Adams. People are, in this instance, absolutely spot on. Let's see some other ones here. Right midfield. And by the way, we're playing a 4-3-3 here. Yunus Musa. This is interesting here because it's splitting the vote, because we're looking at Gio Reyna, and a lot of people are saying, okay, but is he going to be healthy? I guess this isn't an ideal situation where everybody is healthy, and we saw Gio Reyna now playing over this past week, but it's still, I think Yunus Musa has done so much and come so far and has been so impactful, and by the way, has been healthy. I think people will fall on the Yunus Musa and just have Gio Reyna as a good substitute.
Yunus Musa should be 100%. Only a fool at this point wouldn't have him in the U.S. starting 11.
All right, well, almost 100% is your friend Weston McKennie, who is trying to get back in shape and scored a goal for Juventus in Champions League during the week here, as we mentioned. Not even a question when it comes to that. Now, the right wing, this is where it does get interesting. Tim Weah has been, I guess, is the incumbent and has been over there. But Brendan Aronson, we know, has come on gangbusters. And people are trying, like I did when I did this 11, people are trying to get him into the starting 11. And so they are going to put him over there on that right-hand side. I got no problem with Brendan Aronson being on that right-hand side. But when you do that, keep in mind, you're either taking Tim Weah out or you have to do something else with him. All right, let's move on to some other stuff. Left wing, this is as close to 100% that we have gotten with anybody, so it's not even going to be a question. And I don't know who the hell is that person that voted for Malik Tillman. Not that he's not a quality player, but over Christian Pulisic, you're crazy. And then so finally, we have to go up top where we know it's been Jesus Ferreira, and I believe it's going to be Jesus Ferreira, even though I wanted to go with what the people want. So the people saw what I wanted. They said, you know what? For maybe the first time, I agree with Alexi. For maybe the first time, he's actually done something smart in trying to get all of the good players on the field that you possibly can and put Tim Weah into more of a false nine type of position, which is what that 34% want to do as opposed to the 31% that want Jesus Ferreira. Now, this is, as you can expect, the biggest talking point, I guess you will, and the spread when it comes to all of the different players that potentially could be up there.
You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops every week. Subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops twice a week right here on my very own YouTube page. The only way to stay up to date is to hit that subscribe button down below. Size the day, and see you soon.